my name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the start of yet another weekend reading vlog. This weekend is special because it is currently Thursday that I'm talking to you, because it's the start of a long weekend. I am so excited that it is a long weekend. I have tomorrow off because it is a stat holiday, because it's Good Friday, and then I have Saturday off and Sunday off. And it's gonna be just wonderful. So, what am I gonna be doing this weekend? I'm gonna be reading a whole heck of a lot. My plans, I ended up actually renewing Jade Legacy from the library because I knew I was not going to be able to get it done for Saturday when it was due back. I renewed it, and now I don't have to bring it back for a long time. I also got something very exciting in the mail this week. No, not in the mail actually. I ended up canceling my pre-order and then reordering it on the day that it was supposed to be released. Oop, my food can go in, hold on. Okay, we're back. But anyways, this week it was the release of the sequel to one of my favorite books that I read last year, which was Shadow of the Gods. And so I ended up canceling my pre-order of Hunger of the Gods because Indigo just never shipped it before the day, and like the day of, it like still wasn't shipping. So I was like, great, fine, I'm just gonna cancel my pre-order and go buy it in stores. And she's chunky, she's large, and I really want to read it, like so bad, but I can't read it right away because I am still currently reading Malice by John Gwynne, and I have a policy of like, not a policy, mainly it's my mental capacity to read two of the very similar fantasies at the same time, and I'm still reading Malice, right? So by the exact same author, so I can't read two John Gwynne books at the same time because my brain will not be able to separate them. So I really want to finish up Malice this weekend and possibly start Hunger of the Gods right after, maybe, or diving into the second Malice book, which is Valor. I had to look at my shelves, which is Valor, because I'm just in the mood to marathon some John Gwynne. This is gonna be my main focus this weekend, and then Jade Legacy is gonna be on the side burner, and everything else that I've ever talked about in whatever reading vlog ever might possibly be in it as well. So we have Jade Legacy, we got Malice, we also have this library book, Son of the Storm, which I would also like to read at some point. I got some other books for other videos that I want to read, and I also want to make sure that I read through that literary magazine that I talked about in my previous vlog, Windgraph, because I want to make sure that I get up a little bit of a sneak peeky video. There's going to be an extra video this week dedicated to that lovely literary magazine. And it's my like review and actual reading and stuff like that. So hopefully I can get that up this week, but I do need to actually read it this weekend so I can make that video. I just wanted to mention it here because I think it's still a fantastic project, and I will talk about it later in this video when I actually do get to reading it. But for now, it is Thursday night. I'm done teaching. It is 10 minutes to 8 o'clock at night, and I just want to watch some TV. And it's Critical Role night, of course, because it's Thursday. And this might be the first time in like months that I will be able to watch the full show in one night. And I'm very excited because I don't have to actually get up for work tomorrow, so I can just stay up until Critical Role's done. God, I haven't been able to do that since the Mighty Nine was live. I'm very excited. Anyways, it's gonna be the weekend, and because I'm not going up to the lake this weekend, I decided against it. We had like a major blizzard, quote unquote, in Manitoba this week. It was quoted to be the worst blizzard in a decade or something ridiculous, and we like barely got any terrible weather in the city. Like, it's not great. We got a fair bit of snow. We got like 30 centimeters of snow, and it's like that wet, heavy snow grossness. But the outskirts of Manitoba got hit worse because the storm decided to just miss the city mostly. Besides that, my parents did want to go up to the lake because it's Easter. I really didn't want to. I'm so tired and I don't want to socialize this weekend. I just want to hole up on my couch and recharge my way, which is, according to my therapist, totally valid. So I'm taking her advice and running with it. And so I'm gonna just hang out here this weekend. And then Sunday, I'm gonna go over to my parents for Easter dinner, kind of a thing. So it's gonna be great. Saturday, I'm gonna be hosting my live stream like normal, and it's gonna be wonderful. But this week I also just ran out of time to film a video and edit it. I would film it now, but the lighting in here is so dark at this time of night because like, even though it kind of looks still light out, it's like dusk. So it's not actually that light out, so I can't film a video in this lighting, and I just ran out of time this week. So this week I'm very sorry for missing the video. Next week you'll have 3 videos hopefully. So the vlog, the extra video for Wingraph, and a main channel video, regular video. I'm rambling and walking back and forth in my apartment, which is probably not very good for the people below me or you guys for motion, but it's the start of a long weekend reading vlog. Get ready. Hello, my lovely friends. Happy Friday. Hello. Welcome from my couch. Hi. Today has been a relaxing day. I'm very happy with what I've done today so far because, as you saw from those B-rolly clips, I ended up picking back up Project Dream, which I should have really done a long time ago, and finishing the first half of it as like copy edits, I guess you could call them. I've been wanting to do that just to make sure that like the draft that I send to an agent, once an agent asks for a full or a half manuscript, that like what I give them is my best work, you know? So just been doing that, and I've been meaning to do that for so long, and I just haven't, and now I have this have to go through. But I've done that, and I've implemented the changes into my computer, and I also sent out 2 queries today. I also reached out to 2 people who like haven't gotten back to me on my queries in their allotted time that they said they would, and you know, being myself, I was like, well, I don't want to like bug them. I'm just gonna assume that it's a rejection, right? Because a few places do say like if we haven't gotten back to you in the time that we say, assume it's a rejection and just move on. But I was talking to Hannah H.M. Long, the author of Hall of Smoke and Temple of No God. I was talking to her about it, and she was like, no, like reach out and see if, you know, nudge them and say, hey, I wanted to know, like, have you had time to review it? I haven't heard back from you yet. And I was like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. I thought it was like not courteous in the industry to do that. So I did that very politely to 2 people, just like 1 sentence, like, hey, I noticed you hadn't gotten back to me yet. I just wanted to check if you had the time to review it. Thanks for your time. Bye. Kind of a thing. So I did that to 2 people today. So we'll see if I get answers from them, which I did only to the 2 agents that like my queries were sent in by email, not on Query Manager, because Query Manager has this weird like caveat near the end where it's like, you can send a message, but only use this to let us know if you are like getting representation from somewhere else or whatever, or withdrawing your query from us, kind of a thing. And I'm like, well, I want to do neither of those things. I want you to represent me, so I'm just gonna leave it until you basically say yes or no through Query Manager. So who the hell knows? Not me. Those are the writing updates for today. But now I'm just kind of sitting here and I want to read, and I want to get some good reading done. But I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to do Jade Legacy or if I want to just focus on Malice. And now that I'm talking about it, it's Malice. It's always going to be Malice because I love me some John Gwynne. So we're going to see how far I can get in Malice this afternoon, because why not? It is currently 4:30, so that's what I've been doing all day. Like I woke up this morning and I like showered, had like a slow morning, drank my coffee with my breakfast. I've been listening to Potterless all day, which is Mike Schubert's other podcast, because he's the guy who does the Newest Olympian podcast, which is fantastic. Both of them, same premises, where he's reading through the books for the first time, kind of a thing. I really enjoyed listening to Potterless when he was releasing the episodes a couple years ago. So I re-listening to them, and I'm going to finally get past where I stopped in the 7th book and then actually listen to the movies and the ephemera episodes that he does in the end, because I'm just addicted to his podcast. And I can't do that. I can't just continuously listen to his podcast, The Newest Olympian, because I am listening to that as it comes out. So this is how I get around that. But yeah, I'm addicted to the Potterless podcast right now. I keep going into phases. Like, you guys know I was in the Pod and Prejudice phase a couple weeks ago. Now I'm in the Potterless phase, which is satisfying my need to go back into that world, which has popped up again. But that is my way of satisfying that need, is listening to Mike Schubert's podcast, because it's just fantastic. And I love how he absolutely rips apart those books, because it's just so much fun. It's just so much fun to listen to. Anyways, I'm gonna sit here. and I'm gonna actually start reading some Malice, and we'll see what I get up to tonight. I have a hankering for just consuming a lot of content on my TV. So amazing. It's nice to be back in Project Dream a little bit. You can tell I was practicing my signature on here one day because did you guys ever do that as a kid where you like tried to figure out what your signature would be? And like I tried to do that as a kid, and I came up with the signature that I use now for like signing legal documents and everything, but like in my head I was like, oh, I'm gonna practice my author signature, and that's what I did. And I think I came up with one that's nice and like fast and easy to do. Fast and easy is always better than struggling through a very precise signature. I had a conversation with my therapist this week about manifestation and intentions, so that's why I'm talking as though things are going to happen, because they are. They're gonna happen one day. I'm gonna sign with an agent, I'm gonna get that yes, and I will eventually have to actually sign books, thus me needing a signature. I mean, I did those signatures like months ago, but anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling and I'll catch up with you later. Hello, my lovely friends. It is now a little later on this lovely Friday. I keep thinking it's Saturday. Whoa, what a time to be alive. And I ended up reading like 2 chapters of Malice, and then I got a notification that Sarah Sutton, my lovely friend Sarah, was jumping on a stream for writing, and I was like, oh hell yeah, I'm getting in on that. So I just wrote 1900 words, which is amazing. And I'm gonna write more because I'm in the mood for it. I'm just currently charging my computer a little bit, and I just made pizza. It just ended as the sprint was ending. It was great timing. Or as the stream was ending, so I'm happy about that. But yes, I'm gonna park myself back on my couch. I'm gonna turn on Bones, and I'm going to eat my pizza and write some more. But whoo, I'm loving this scene that I'm in currently because it's between Ira and Maeve, and Ira and Maeve are my 2 girls, and I just love them so much, and they love each other so much, but they don't know it. And it's like the scene where it's a scene after Maeve wakes up after her like moment with her god that I talked about last weekend, and it's gonna be a moment of like more truths coming out about who Ira is, and it's this moment of pain. And you know that trope that people seem to love where it's like, it's usually an enemies to lovers trope thing, but Ira and Maeve are not enemies to lovers, they're like slow friends to lovers kind of thing. This moment, you know that trope of like when one of them gets hurt in the couple of like enemies to lovers and the other one is like super mad and is like, who did this to you? That trope, that's in here, which I'm very happy about. Yeah, I'm gonna cut up my pizza now and enjoy my evening, but I just wanted to update you on that. I think I already got some writing done in this weekend. What a productive weekend. We're killing the game, my guys. We just haven't done any reading, but I'll get there. Hello friends, happy Saturday. It's the start of the official weekend now. I have just got back, ran around, did my returns finally. I no longer have those 2 dresses that I had that didn't fit. Did my returns, and then I went grocery shopping, and I went to the library to pick up a book that I requested for the library to buy, like the library system to buy. And it's Bluebird by C.L. Pierlot. And this is a sci-fi, I think. It's literally gunslingers, lesbian gunslingers and librarians, and I'm so amped to read this that I might start reading it like as soon as I'm done Malice. Which, by the way, I'm very close to being done because last night I read up to like the 450 page mark. Yeah, 456 page mark, and things are getting heated, and like the only reason I stopped reading was because it was 1 in the morning, and I was like, if I let myself read the rest of this book, it's gonna be 3 a.m. and I'm gonna get nothing done tomorrow. So this I'm gonna finish as soon as I'm done my live stream, which is gonna be happening in 10 minutes. So I'm gonna sit myself up, I'm gonna do some more writing. I am super pumped. But yeah, yesterday I ended up joining my friend's live stream, and after the live stream I think I wrote 2,300 words in total. I should clarify, I didn't write an additional 2,300 words, But I'm excited to get into today's live stream and see what kind of productivity we can get with. I don't know what scene I'm gonna work with now. Am I gonna continue working with Maeve and Ira? I'm not entirely sure. I like have a gentle hankering to get back into one of the other two characters that I have that are POVs, just so that I can keep their stories kind of being fleshed out and stuff, because Izzy's chapters, not right now, not where she is, but like eventually become very important to seeing what another character is doing. And Jem's chapters are great because they take us back to the sanctuary. In reading Malice, I've realized the dangers of having too many points of view, because last night I was sitting there and I wrote in the back here, because I have a map of the point of view characters. I have a list of them. I wrote down too many POVs. It was hard to differentiate the less important POVs from each other. So like I know Corbin, Verdis, and Evnis, who isn't like in it very often, and Cohen as well. I know them different from each other. But there's also Castell, Camlin, and Ventos. And I had to like think about it and remember, like, how do I differentiate these people? And I had to sit and I was like, okay, so Castell has the title of Giant Killer. Verdis has the title of King Killer. Corbin is the main character because he's the sweet bean who we are with the most out of this entire book, and I love him. And Cohen is his sister, easy to differentiate that. And then I was like, Camlin, brigand, because I don't remember who he is. Ventos, I have no goddamn idea. And Evnis is a king's man. He's also the searcher of relics, which is like established really early in this. But again, it's just reminding me that when you have multiple POVs like you have in this, you gotta keep them, you gotta keep it streamlined, and they have to mean something, and you have to like be very clear about who they are, because there are a couple POVs in this that are very, very similar. Verdis and Castell specifically, because Verdis and Castell are both warriors. They are both part of the army, like not the prince or the king or something, or like a leader of an army. No, they are part of the army. Well, Verdis is the first sword of the prince, but like a lot of their stuff is the battle scenes. So it was reminding me that I gotta be more mindful of how many points of view I have, and they have to be different enough that we know who's speaking, which is why I have 3 main POVs, and they are all in very different areas, very, very different areas of the world at one point, but they do all eventually come back together. I think the other night I was scrolling on Pinterest and I ended up finding just like pictures and like more inspiration for more scenes, and a little bit of an inspiration for the second book in this duology. It's gonna be a duology. Like, I'm not entirely sure what the main storyline of the second book is going to be yet, because I've mainly just figured out to the halfway point of this story, which is the end of book 1. So that's exciting. But yeah, I came across a picture of, you know, those like lace up leather boots or fake leather boots with like a curved heel? They kind of look like Dark Academia shoes, but they're like lace up boots that they're either like combat boot height or they can go up to your knee. I saw a picture of one of those with a girl in a like lace maxi dress, like showing off her boots, and I was like, oh my god, that's a character in my book. And every time I come across one of those boots now, I immediately think of the character, and she's gonna be in the second book, which is very exciting, because she's gonna be one of those people that like you don't know if she's a god or not, or a lesser god or something, but she shows up at the most inopportune times. So I'm excited to play with her because she seems like she's gonna be a lot of fun. And I'm gonna bring her back in like D&D campaigns at some point as well, when my players get to play in my world a little more, because I think she'd be really fun to play with. Like an unknown entity that like can do stuff for you as long as you like give her something in return. So very fun. Anyways, I'm rambling and I'm gonna be late for my live stream. I got 6 minutes, so I'll chat to you guys later. Just finished Malice. Literally just read the last line, and I'm distraught. Jungwon, how could you? There was a moment in here where I fully just yelled no without any warning. There's a moment in here where someone stabbed a dog and then kicked it in the ribs, and it didn't die in that moment, but that was the moment that I screamed because I was not expecting it. That's how you know people are bad, is when they go to stab and kick a dog. Oh my god. And then it was just like gut punch after gut punch in the end, because it's just these, it was just battle, raw battle, and oh my god, I need to start the next one because I gotta know what happens to the one character, because we didn't see her die, so there's no way that she's dead. We didn't see her body, so she's fine. I just have to know what happens to her. Oh my god, this book was so good. I'm overwhelmed. Anyways, hello friends. It is much later. It is almost 7, and I've had a day. I ended up having to cancel my live stream after only a half hour of trying to do it because my Wi-Fi was just not having it. The connection was so weak and it just kept flickering in and out, and I couldn't handle it. So I got into a chat with one of the service providers, and I ended up talking to them and getting a new Wi-Fi ordered, like a lesser Wi-Fi, so that the wires in my building can handle the Wi-Fi speed, because the building's wires are so old and they just can't handle the Wi-Fi speed that I have. So we're gonna go down to a Wi-Fi speed that it can handle. And then like it's gonna be more money for me to pay every month for lesser Wi-Fi. So I felt so discouraged. I ended up practicing piano for like an hour and a half to 2 hours today, because like I didn't have any Wi-Fi. I couldn't do anything because my Wi-Fi was so weak that it just wouldn't do anything. So I played piano for 2 hours, and then I decided to finish Malice, which I just did. And yeah. I'm gonna go get the second book. Just gonna throw the rest of my reading plans away and out the window. I do also need to read and review that magazine that I was talking about, but I was thinking about starting Hunger of the Gods, but I don't think I will right now, because I really want to keep reading The Faithful and the Fallen. Is that what it is? Yeah, The Faithful and the Fallen. So I'm gonna pick up Valor. And I'm gonna start making dinner. I don't know what I want for dinner. It's almost 7. I ate a bowl of popcorn this afternoon, so I'm not like overly hungry, but I'm thinking of like some sort of rice chicken thing that's like super easy. I'm changing all my reading plans. But yeah, I'm going to also read that magazine. And I've decided on one of my reading vlogs that I've put together, which is my like soft fantasy reading vlog, I'm going to cut it where I am and do like a part 1, part 2, so that I can put part 1 up and have it up on time for when I wanted it to go up. So I'm throwing all my reading plans out the window, and I'm reading the second book in The Faithful and the Fallen because John Gwyn, why? Oh my god. So that's been my Saturday. I feel like I've been gut punched, and I have yet to, it's been so long since I've found a book, especially a fantasy series that's made me want to read the second one like right away. So I'm just gonna give in to it, and I'm gonna start reading Valor, and I will talk to you guys a little later. But oh my god. Hello friends, happy Sunday! Hi, hello! I feel very productive today, even though I've literally done nothing but sit on my couch and read and wrap up a couple videos. So I ended up wrapping part 1 of my Cozy Fantasy reading vlog, and after this I'm going to wrap up my Wingraph video, which is going to go up this week as well as an extra video, which is very exciting. And things are just rolling right along, which is great. But yeah, I finished reading the Wingraph Literary Mag today, and it was just delightful. 10 out of 10. Delightful read. So look out for that video, and look in the down bar if you're at all interested in the Wingraph Literary Mag, because I think it's pretty great. Not a whole lot's going on today. It is Easter Day. I don't think that's a thing. But I'm going over later to mom and dad's for some deep dish pizza, because why not have deep dish pizza on a lovely, lovely Easter Sunday? In between the time, it is currently 1:30. In the meantime, I have a hankering to read. Whether or not I'm going to read a book with an audiobook or not, I'm not sure, but if it's an audiobook, it'll be Valor by John Gwynne, which I only got like 30 pages in last night before I ended up, like, you know, I was listening to it while I was making dinner, and then I sat down to actually eat the dinner, and I was like, I really want to watch a show. And so I was like, please, dear God, Wi-Fi, hold out. And it did. It like had fixed itself during the day, and it became a stronger signal, so I was actually able to stream a show yesterday, which is really nice. But then after that, I started reading Windgraph and like doing that video, so I didn't have time to read any more in Valor, but I'm very excited about it because Valor, so far, we are following some new people, new POVs, which is exciting. Some of them are characters that we know, and one so far has been a new character. So, of course, we're following Cohen and Corbin, our two like kids, I guess, from the first book, and we are following Veritas as well, who is a warrior from the first book, and then we're also following Maquin, who is a sort of the replacement for the Castell narrative, because Castell was one of the points of views and Maquin was his like shield guard or something, so he's taking over the POV. And then we also have Uthas, who is a giant in this, and we're getting his point of view as well. And I'm sure there's other ones, because when I was preparing the paperback for reading, i.e. breaking the hell out of the spine, I came across another one which I recognized the name, but I couldn't remember who they were. Oh, actually, just flipping through, I've seen like 3 or 4 other names that I don't know that are points of views. Hopefully my comment on Malice that there's too many points of views doesn't last for this one. By the end of Malice, I will say I could actually tell the points of view apart. It's just I was so invested in the Corbin storyline that I kind of forgot who everyone else was. I think that was my issue. So Valor is going to be read. I also am like really hankering to start Bluebird to see what it's like. So I think I might do that. I also, because I'm the first person reading this library copy, I took the time to gently prepare the paperback to read. So like the spine shouldn't break, but it's also not going to be as stiff to read now because it's a brand new fantasy paperback. So, not a fantasy, sci-fi. So maybe read this, who knows? But yeah, gotten some good reading done. I finished 1 book. I finished Malice, which is awesome. That's like my 5th book of the month, and usually I read upwards of like 12 a month. So this month is just not a good reading month for me, which is okay. I'm just not in the super reading mood. We're fine with that. But yeah, Sunday, I'm gonna hang out here and I'm gonna read something. I think I'm gonna try read a little bit of Bluebird and see how far I get into it, if I like it or not, and if I don't, or if I'm not like in the mood for it, I'm gonna jump into Valor. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Emily! Oh, hello! Beautiful girl. You are so skinny, Mike. Hello! You didn't hear me come in? Oh, sweet girl. Hello. Come on, let's go see. Are you okay? Okay, should I just pull it out? Yeah. There. She says, what the hell is that? That was rude. Here, come here. What's this? What's this? Here. You make a fool out of me. You don't like it? She says, of course. You don't like it? Attack it? Oh dear, look at you. Look how long she is. Now you're gonna be scared of hair ties. No. It's stuck on her. Hey? Come in here for a second. Oh no! She says I don't have a big enough face for that. Here, sweetie. Here, sweetie. I got it. Okay, it's going away. There, it's going away. It's going away. You're good now. You can lay down and sleep. She says, you guys suck.
Where is she? Where is she?
Get her, Belle.
Hello, lovely friends. It is now much later on Sunday, and I wanted to pop in because I'm currently gathering my things to go to bed because it is midnight and I didn't realize what time it was. And, well, I work tomorrow, so I need to get my shit together. But alas, hi. I also wanted to update you on Bluebird because I am 120 pages into it, and this book is like just absolutely fantastic, and I want to sell it all to you, to every single one of you, the way that I did to my group chat and my friends. Gunslingers, space. We got the vibes of like Criminal on the Run, sort of, and then like that vibe of like being put together in a moment of distress and being forced to be together, kind of a thing. And then we also have space librarians, and the space librarian that we meet is the girlfriend of our main character. So we got gay space librarians and gunslingers. I'm into it. I'm so into it. Like, that's why I was able to read 120 pages of it today. I read like 30 before I went to my parents' house for deep dish pizza, which was delicious. The other 90 pages is when I got back, and then I ended up watching an episode of Bones. I think it might have been actually 2 episodes of Bones. I was also scrolling on TikTok at the time, so time vanishes when you're on TikTok. I'm talking too much. I need to go to bed, so I will chat with you tomorrow. Hello, my lovely friends. Happy Monday. Welcome to the end of this quite long vlog, but that's what happens when it's a long weekend, you know? So, my lovely friends, this weekend, what did I get up to? I got some writing and productivity done on the Friday that I had off of work. Thank God I did, because that was such a nice day to have, just an extra weekend day. I ended up also doing some reading. I ended up finally finishing a book. I finished Malice by John Gwynne, which sent me into reading Valor by John Gwynne as well. I'm only like 30 pages in, so I'm going to be focusing on this for the foreseeable future, which I'm very excited about. I didn't read any of Jade Legacy, which I really need to get on. I need to finish that book. I think it's just because, as I said in a previous reading vlog when I was first starting Jade Legacy at the beginning of this month, I am just not as obsessed with the Greenbone saga as everybody else is. Like, I really like the books and I recognize how wonderful they are and how well crafted they are, but like, I'm just not obsessed with it because I feel like there is a little bit of distance between you and the character because they're very political, they're very intricate, they're family dynamics and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, it just feels like there's a little bit of distance, so I don't have that like, oh my god, I need to read this kind of feeling with those books, which is why I'm just not picking it up because John Gwynne kind of got in the way, which is totally fine. But yes, I will be continuing to read The Faithful and the Fallen for the foreseeable future because I have now decided I'm going to finish that before I read the new Shadow of the Gods sequel, Hunger of the Gods, which I now have sitting here on my piano because I have a reading vlog planned. Anyways, besides that, I also started reading Bluebird by Ciel Pierlot, and last night I ended up reading an extra like 30 pages. Woo! What is happening? It is so sunny today. Goodness me, I'm gonna go over here. But yeah, I started reading Bluebird by Ciel Pierlot, and I read another 30 pages last night since I talked to you last, and I'm now sitting at page 159, just about to start chapter 10. I am loving this. It is just blowing by. It is just so fun, and I'm so excited to see where it goes. I have no idea where it's gonna go, because we have that classic trope of like this faction that our main character, Rig, has run from, and they're like trying to chase her and trying to get her back, and then they're finally like, we have your sister. You need to do what we ask of you, or she's gonna get hurt. And so it's like, they're now gonna start running off and like trying to save her sister, which is interesting. And there's like a whole like, I don't know, there's like the world building in this is really, really cool, and you guys need to read it to like get the whole like aspect of it. I will say the writing style itself, even though I'm blowing through it, it took me a couple pages to get into it. I don't know, it's like, it's easy to read and it goes really, really fast, but it like has a gentle grating on my mind. Like, it's not how I would write. Like, because I'm an editor, I keep correcting some of the sentences into something that I would write to make it flow smoother, but it's just Ciel Pierlot's writing style, and it's very easy to read. It's just me being an asshole. So there is that. But yes, I'm really loving this, and I will be continuing to read it hopefully tonight, because I have tonight off of piano because it's Easter Monday and my piano studio observes Easter Monday. I'm gonna hopefully read more of this tonight. I think the rest of this is just gonna fly by, so very excited about it, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it, and I think you all should read it too, or at least check it out to see if it's something that you will like. But anyways, my guys, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on this long weekend, and I will catch you in another video very, very soon, very, very soon, because I have that extra video going up tomorrow for you guys if you're watching this on Tuesday, and then another one on Friday, which is great. It's just gonna be Video City. Stay kind and keep on reading.